And it means that, some people don't understand that because it's not their life. It's not the lifestyle that they live. But we say in life that our environment shapes us, right? We're a product of our environment. And there's a lot of youth that are misguided. And we know that already because they are inside environments that are not positive and constructive. And when it's a Black experience, we have statistics to prove to us that our community distinctly has a problem within it, which is we have a lot of children who are growing up in one-parent families. And it's no secret that that makes things a lot harder for that child to grow and to stay out of trouble and to not be affected by mother or father having to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and not being at home to grow that child and give them that positive feedback that they need so that they can excel in life and keep that positive attitude and stay out of trouble. So again, it's not unique to our community, but it is something that has been consistent in our community, not just for weeks or months or years, but for decades. It's our history, and we're not proud of it, but it's the truth. So we have to try to do things like we're doing today. And again, that's why I'm taking a moment just to honor this whole event. It has a lot of positive meaning. So there's things that are going to go on today. There's going to be performances, speeches, I guess, testimonials. We want to give you a shared experience that comes from different perspectives so you can understand what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve. And that's why we call it Harmony Over Violence. So hopefully this event is being broadcast so that we can rebroadcast it later. It's not just about the audience that's here right now. It's about rebroadcasting events like this so people can hear it and they can see it in the future on their own time in their own space. Again, that's part of how we put the cure into the community. So today we're at the Malton Youth Hub, and as I said, it's a beautiful space, and it's we're at 3545 Morningstar Drive in Mississauga. I'm saying that in case there are people that will see this broadcast in the future, so they have a sense of groundation. And at 6 o'clock to 8, part 2 of this event we're going to move up the street basically to the Driftwood Community Center and do the same thing over again. So today we have different people, but I guess a big highlight for me is that Choclair is going to be performing live, and Solitaire is going to be performing live. For any hip-hop and go back to the old school. These are some of our legendary artists, and we already have people here that are going to be performing as well, people like myself and Century as well. We have Jack Ken, Derek, and IJ. Some of these artists, I don't know if I'm mispronouncing your name, I'm sorry, please forgive me for that. And we're going to get the event officially moving right now. You've heard enough of me talking, but I'm your host, so I'll be kind of doing the continuity factors today, just trying to keep things moving on a positive light. And we're a little behind time already, but we're going to try to get things going. So before we do anything else, I'd like to call Opal up here, because we're going to do our land acknowledgement part of the event, Harmony Over Violence. How you doing, Opal?
Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to do the land acknowledgement statement of reconciliation. As you know, that Mississauga is already situated on lands which are occupied by numerous Indigenous peoples. I just want to do that now in your hearing. We acknowledge the land which constitutes the present-day city of Mississauga as being part of the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Anishinaabe Confederacy, and the Huron-Durat, the Wyandot nations. We recognize these peoples and their ancestors as peoples who inhabited these lands since time immemorial. The city of Mississauga is home to many global Indigenous people. Thank you.
Thank you, Opal. We're going to keep things moving. We have, is Elder here? Elder? Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm like looking there, right there. So, this is something called the pouring of libations. And honestly, I have to ask what that meant, and I know people are going to go, you should know that stuff, but let's do this, okay? I'm going to learn.
Now, the pouring of libations is a sacred ceremony to honor the ancestors, right? Each of us. Could everybody stand first and foremost, please? Everybody stand, if you can. Okay. So, this is a sacred ritual, right? It's a way of honoring those who came before us. Now, if you think of yourself as the apex of a pyramid, right? Meaning this, that you're at the very top of the pyramid. Whose shoulders are you standing on? Right away, you think about it, you have a parent, two parents, a mother and a father, correct? And they're standing on the shoulders of four. You have two grandparents that are male and two grandparents that are female. So you have four grandparents. And whose shoulders are they standing on? 8. You have 8 grandparents, right? 4 male and 4 female. In other words, the fact that we're even here today means that we come from a legacy of others who came before us, who made it possible for us to be here. And so when we pour libation, what are we doing? We're giving gratitude, we're giving thanks to those, all of those who came before us. Because were it not for them, we won't be here, right? So it's just a way of giving respect where respect is due, right? Given the situation as it is today, I'm going to ask if we could create for ourselves a circle of integrity. What happened when, Ron, you spoke earlier about single parents, right, and the raising of single parents with children. I'm going to ask you a question I want you to consider. Are there any single parents in East Indian communities that you speak of? Are there any single parents in Chinese or many of the other nations' communities that you speak of? They don't speak of that. They don't speak of single parents as a root cause for the trauma their children are experiencing. Why? Because they practice something in their culture that is valuable to them. They work together as a community. And the reason we suffer the way we do is because we have forgotten that value, right? There's a word that speaks to that called Ubuntu. Ubuntu simply means we are, therefore I am, right? We were already told, in order to raise a child, it takes who? The whole, say it again? The whole village working together as one. And so Ron, I'm saying to you today, because we have forgotten that it takes the whole village, we suffer the consequence of having single parent communities. And I want us to stand together to represent what that village looks like. And that village looks like a circle of integrity where we support each other. And because this is a sacred ceremony, and because we are all connected, we're still connected to those who came before us. Their DNA is in you and me, correct? So we're still connected. So I want us to create a circle of integrity right now to reflect what that looks like. Young man, young ladies, could you please come together and let us create a unity circle right here, right now. Please sit there. You could sit, Jimmy. Okay. So what I'd like us to do is to create some balance and harmony in this circle. The reason I'm doing this, by the way, is because there's enough people here, right? And we shouldn't be all spread out. We need to kind of come together a little closer. And so as far as possible, could you please have male, female in the circle? So, yeah, you guys understand. So if you stand yourself, okay, as far as possible, as much as possible. So therefore, there should be no two males together. No, we're good, as long as there's not two males together. Now I want us to kind of bring the circle in a little tighter. Come closer. Closer. Okay. Ron, are you going to join our circle now? Yes, no? Perfect. Okay, so now, I don't need this, by the way.
Out of respect for having the world in circle like this way, I would just
Okay. So, left palm up, right palm down. And just rest it gently on the person right next to you. No, the right hand down. Right arm. And use the left arm up. Right? No. So you see the balance this creates, right? So the left palm is a palm that reaches to the heavens. The right palm is a palm that reaches to the heavens. As above, so below. Right? As in heaven, so on earth. Right? So this creates balance and harmony within our circle. Right? And I'm going to ask that in this moment, we take an opportunity to reflect and give gratitude. Gratitude to those who came before us. Okay? Gratitude for the children that are here now and those yet to be born. Right? Are you please join us with me? You're in the room.
Two men now,
Okay, you know what? Perfect, right here. And so, the point of this libation, I'm going to ask that we invite into our circle those ancestors who came before us. They have something to share. Our ancestors are alive. Remember, this is a vessel. This is what it is. A body, mechanical machine called a human body. But in this body, it's a living soul. Right? And so, you know what I know, energy can never be destroyed, it only transforms. Right? So the spirits of our ancestors are here, burning the mountains, but we have to invite them in. Right? And so therefore, let us use the opportunity this morning to call upon those who came before us. I like to begin, for example, by calling upon the spirit of Marcus God in present in office. And so we take this opportunity to invite our beloved ancestors. We give us this moment to share this moment with us, to let their love come shining through. And we ask that the spirits that we call upon come to dwell with us, to inspire us, to encourage us, to share their love with us. And we find love by calling upon the spirit of God. Don't have to be somebody who can go to somebody. Anyone.
Ronald Willard Moore.
Ashley.
Charles Willis. Robert Dodger. Brett Rose.
stand together and unite love, unite unity. Now, thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much. Is it pronounced Zimba?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Handling the last name. Let's give him a round of applause, people. I don't know if that's appropriate, but thank you for that. So I don't feel so bad after all, because I had no idea what pouring of limitations meant. So gratitude and giving thanks and paying respect to those who came before us. I wrote that down so I got the point of what you're saying. So I appreciate the spiritual healing and upliftment.
Yes.
Beautiful. Let me see. I think now, just to keep things moving, we have something here, Richard, we have something here called proclamation, but I don't see anybody mayor designated. Are we skipping that? Okay, sorry. All right, so Joy, this says Superintendent Joy Edwards. We're up next for community safety. This is the section we're going to deal with for about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, so I had a feeling it was you. Would you like? This is fine. Okay.
Okay. Thanks so much. Hello, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Joy Edwards. I'm the superintendent with Peel Regional Police. I work at 12th Division, located at Dixie Road in Eglinton. First, I just want to extend sincere thanks to Keep6ix for inviting us to be a part of this important event on the National Day Against Gun Violence. I bring greetings on behalf of Chief Duriapa, his executive team, and all the dedicated members of Peel Regional Police. Deputy Mark Andrews and Staff Superintendent Hiltz really wanted to be here. They sent their regrets. They were eager to attend, but scheduling conflicts prevented them from being here today. Now, as police officers, we see firsthand the devastating impact of gun violence. It's not just a local issue. It affects communities across the country. In Peel Region alone, here I'm going to give you a little bit of stats, we've seen a troubling increase. From January to April of this year, there were 49 shootings. And compared to 22 in the same period last year. And the number of victims have increased from 12 to 14. Now, this alarming rise highlights the urgent need for action. These are not just numbers. They are members of our community, whether it's a friend, a family member, a neighbor, a colleague, or even a classmate. What's even more concerning is the involvement of young people in gun violence. Last year, 232 youths from ages 12 to 17 were charged in connection to gun violence and robberies. This year alone, we've already seen 101 youths charged, and we're only halfway through the year. In less than 2 years, 333 young people under the age of 17 have been charged with these serious crimes. Each individual deserves to feel safe at home, in school, at work, and everywhere in between. Now, safety is something we must all work toward together. Despite the challenges, I want to leave you with a message of hope. We believe in our young people and our community's capacity for positive change. Every action and every initiative like this one makes a difference. By raising awareness and standing together, we can build a safer, more united community. Thank you again to Keep6ix for organizing this powerful event and for bringing us together in the name of harmony over violence. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joy. We appreciate you coming out and making that speech. Statistics. We say a lot, don't we? Statistics. Watch TV, and that's like a life statistic. I was telling Richard during the week, I said, wow, the timing of your event is kind of sick in a way. It's kind of interesting, though, because we all know what happened at Lawrence Heights in that area in the jungle the other day, and it's frightening, you know. And then, I don't know if any of you saw the images that they have now, that Scarborough pub that opened up and it was shot up by a couple of guys. Like, when you watch CP24 and see the bright 4K perfect images of those guys, and you see the ammunition that they're using, it's like you're in Gaza. Seriously, like, wow, this is in our community. And just like it's fascinating globally that, you know, America is one of the only places, they say, where people are shooting up high schools and stuff like that. I'll tell you, from being involved in reggae and dancehall and hip hop for 40 years now of my life, stuff that you saw on TV that might be shocking to you is not shocking to me. And it's not shocking to a lot of people that I've grown up with in this city, when all we wanted to do was go to dances and events. We've seen that stuff. We've all been at dances that's been shot up. Like I said, we have our own experience, and we're hoping through events like this that some of y'all can relate, because a lot of us didn't choose to go that route, but circumstances, our environments kind of drove us there, and sometimes good people turn out to be bad people, you know, but that wasn't their destiny. So we need to save those people. That's why we need to talk amongst ourselves and keep having meetings like this. So we're going to keep it moving. We're going to talk with, we're going to hear from Len Harvey next. Len is here to let us know a little bit about safety and well-being overall. So Len, please come up.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Len Carby, and I have the pleasure of serving as a member of the Peel Police Service Board. And as I've gone out over time and talked to individuals, I find that not many in our community understand what the role of the Police Service Board is. So I'll take just a moment then just to add a comment. The board is made up of 7 civilian members who provide governance and oversight of policing in Peel, and with the mandate of ensuring that there's adequate and effective policing towards creating a safe community for all of us. So I was appointed by the regional council to serve as a civilian member there. It's made up of also, we have political leadership there, the mayor of Brampton, the designate of the mayor, Matt Mahoney, is a regional councillor, serves there, and the chair of the region of Peel serves on that committee also, along with 3 other provincial appointees. So I thought I'd just take a moment to explain a little bit about what it is that we do. So I'm honored to have the opportunity to support, and it's a second time, well, the board continues to sponsor the Harmony Over Violence concert. Events like these, I think, are more than just opportunities for a concert or a good time. It actually demonstrates the power that we have as a community when we can unite our voices and our influence around a common cause, which is to impact and reduce gun violence in our community. That's an issue that has continued to plague our community for far too long. And it's a reminder that, you know, our safety is not the responsibility only of our police. It is our responsibility as a community. So we all have to lend our collective support, our voice, our influence, our resources to move this issue forward and to ensure that we can keep our community safe for all of us. This is our community, and we all have vested interest in making sure that our community remains safe. I want to congratulate Keep6ix for this initiative, Richard Millings in particular, who has continued to stretch a hand out in partnership with the Peel Police, with the board, and other community organizations that continue to pool their resources towards solving this particular issue. I want to congratulate all of the participants, everyone who has worked hard to make this event possible, and we want to ask that you continue to keep that effort up. We are happy as a board to continue to be a sponsor and hope to continue to do this and hopefully move this towards solution so that we're not seeing so many affected, so much harm to our community as a result of gun violence. I also have to take this an opportunity to recognize the elder statesperson in the room, Dr. Jean Augustine, a pillar in our community who just continues to lead by example and by inspiration. And I hope she is going to be saying a few words. If not, I certainly want to acknowledge her presence and to thank you for all the work you have done over the many years and continue to inspire the rest of us. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you, Lynn. I guess you've got some experience speaking on the microphone. That was really good. That was like a fast 5 minutes. You got everything in that you wanted to get in. I could tell. Yeah. Now, at one point in time, our community had a problem with the police. They weren't talking to us. We weren't talking to them. As I said, I go back to 1983. That's when I started on the radio. So I've seen a lot of years of things transitioning, I guess. So I believe today I can honestly say we have a much better relationship with the police now. Everything is still not perfect, but at least the conversation has started and they're understanding us a little better and we're understanding them a little better. So it's a progressive movement. We need to keep that dialogue going. And again, Keep6ix is an organization that you should look up. You know, they're also involved in getting people who've been incarcerated, readjusting, getting back in the community. That's not an easy thing to do. You know, it's hard to get a job, hard to get love when you come out of prison or come out of a bad situation. So we need organizations like that as well, just to keep people on the right road and to give them hope and inspiration and positive thought, positive love, so they can actually change and be a better person and actually be, somebody who can contribute to society in a positive way versus whatever background got them there in the first place. So let me pay tribute to this next person here. I think Len beat me to it. He said the honorary Dr. Jean Augustine. This woman has been a pillar in our community for decades, and I think when she speaks, you really should listen, because with life comes experience, and with experience comes wisdom. I always thought I knew everything, and I grew up and realized, you'll never know everything. You'll never know as much as your parents know and as your grandparents know. Don't take it for granted how much they know. So even if you think you're right and you know it all, you don't know it all. So Dr. Augustine, please come up and grace the microphone with your presence. We'd love to hear from you. Our keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen.
Keynote speaker, who is it, Palin? No, my back is just killing me. And I want to encourage all of you not to get old. I'm turning 88. But my brain is functioning and my mouth is functioning. The body says, as I do all these planning, I have to come here, I have to go there. The body says, who the hell do you think you're talking to? And so it does these little things to really put me in check. But I want to say how pleased I am to be here, to be at a Keep6ix organization event where the emphasis is on making a difference. Because I think that we could, and each one of us has the power to make a difference. And when we say making a difference, I don't mean changing the whole world or turning everything around, but doing the small things and tweaks that can make a difference in our own lives, in the lives of those around us, and in the lives of community. I want to begin also by acknowledging that Joy is now superintendent. I want to remind you that when I came to Canada in 1960, we had no police community relations, boards, discussions about what needs to happen, how we could be included, and what policing was about. Actually, in 1960, to be a policeman was to have certain height and weight requirements. And so to see the police service, as they changed their name from police force to police service, and to see so many women engaged, to see so many women on the front line, that we don't talk about the male blue line, but that we see the engagement of women, and also to have our services recognize that it is important not only to have women come into the service, but be promoted throughout the service. And so I congratulate all those who made this decision, because in all my conversations and in all my interactions with you, you are smart, you are bright, you are intelligent, and you're young. And so represent us well. And to the young people, try to get the message out that there is a place in policing for young Black men and women. Mr. Carby, thank you for the work you do with the Police Service Board, with that constant reminder of what needs to happen. Because it was only through advocacy from the community that things happened. It was only through advocacy from the community that we get things like the SIU, police not reporting to themselves, that we have ombudsman and different ways in which police community could respond and interact with community. But I think when we talk about the work that Richard and his group in Keep6ix, the messages that they give out to say to parents, educators, and community, that there is a community out there that cares about what has happened, that the statistics that get thrown out, that the numbers that we recognize are really shocking to us. I have one woman who helps me out, and we were talking yesterday. And her daughter, we were talking about what her daughter is going to be doing for summer. And she said, well, her daughter works at McDonald's, and she'll continue to work throughout the summer at McDonald's. But she said, you know, they had an incident a little while ago. You know how, I don't go to McDonald's often, so I might be all wrong on this, but you know, I think you order your coffee and your whatnot, they put your name on it and they call you. Is that McDonald's? No? That's something else? That's another place? But whatever it is, there were young Black males in particular who were just going and taking the food. Joy, have you heard of this? They did not pay for it. They walk in and they just take it and walk out. And I said to her, just tell your daughter to let them take it and walk out, because you don't want to have an accident over, or have something serious happen over a hamburger and a coffee. One asks oneself, where is the community that would support a family to ensure that these young people are in school, that these young people are supported? What can we do as organizations to make sure that we get the funding necessary, that we get support for programs, and how can we work with other groups to collaborate, to partner, and to work on those issues with some of the young people in our community? As I speak at different functions and as I'm invited to different things, I see so many bright, intelligent, energetic young people who are doing really great things out there. And you walk out feeling very proud of the fact that we have another line of young people to whom we can pass the baton and watch them run with it. But we know the work of Keep6ix is not just with the ones who are doing well. It's not just with the ones who are walking that straight line, the ones who are able to take the buffets of whatever there is in the society, the aggression, the racism, the lack of recognition. But it is to work with and to support those individuals who are experiencing difficulty, and to work with systems to explain the situation of young people. We talk a lot in community about root cause. What is a root cause? And we cannot put it all on single parenting. There's more than one root cause. There are many parents, single parents, who raise children, and raise children who understand their responsibility in the society, who understand that they need to find mentors, that they need to stay in school. And then there are some of the families where we see the breakdown and again, going all the way back. As we did the libation, we recognize that there's a whole long line, and that some survive and some fall by the wayside. I was reading something a little while ago that talked about the situation of Black Americans, and they were saying that Black Americans, each generation has done better than the generation before it in terms of education since abolition. And each generation has done a bit more and a bit more, with the exception of this present generation, where we see some of the challenges, whether it is the social media, whether it is the availability to get into negative places, where the advent of, or the fact that there are guns available, the fact that young people are working earlier than they used to, so they have money to get into negative places. There are a whole lot of things, but whatever was listed in that article, what it showed was that all young people today, not all, but many of them are not doing better than their parents did. And so that's the concern for Keep6ix and the organization. How can we begin to get those messages to our young people that there's a community that cares? And every time we hear, and I'm sure all of you might be in the same situation, every time we hear a news thing that says a gun, I keep saying, oh my God, let it not be one of us. Let it not be one of our children. Let it not be. And every time we pray and we begin to say what, to ask ourselves a question. What can we do to help? How can we help? And I think our responsibility, and this is where I hope all of us who have a way to get into places where decisions are made, that we say over and over, we have to fund those programs. We have to do those things to motivate our young people. We have to show them other ways. And we have to help them. We can't just say, well, you know, after COVID, everyone has mental health and whatever. What are we doing about that? What are we doing in the school system to educate our teachers and educators to be respectful of our children, not fail them, not put them out of school for a day, 2, 3 days, not understand why on a specific day there is that specific outburst by this young person. We have to spend money on this. We have to spend time programming, understanding, teaching, upgrading the knowledge that we have. Because the world is going really, really fast around us. There are conflicts everywhere. And our kids and our young people especially are exposed to all the negatives that there is in this, not only in our community here, but around the world. And so one cannot but support the work that says we are hoping to make a difference. We are making a difference. We can show you 2 or 3 people, young people, that we've put on a path. Because if we can save one, many of you would know that story of someone walking along the beach, and there were thousands of those little things that the wave washed up on the beach. And this man is walking, picking one up and throwing it in the water. And someone said, what a useless activity. Because you can't save them all. He says, no, I understand. I can't save them all, but I can save this one. And so it's important for all of us to recognize that what organizations are doing out there, that we need to do that support. I learned when I was 3 or 4 years old, just learning to read. I was in a hall similar to this, in the big and beautiful island called Grenada. And in that big and beautiful hall, there was something that was written all around. And it said, if it's to be, it's up to me. I was just learning to read, and they were all 2 letters. If it's to be, it's up to me. So if we're going to make a difference, each one of us has to recognize that if we want things to happen, that we can sit back and say, let Richard do it. Let this person do it. Let this other organization do it. If we are to make a difference, each one of us must get engaged, get involved. And one of the last things I want to say, and I've been saying this now for a while, partnership and collaboration are two words that each and every one of us need to bring to the organization work that we're doing. So we need to partner with other organizations. We're doing this here today. You bring your people, you bring your the young people that you're working with, and next time we will bring our young people. This place should really be filled with organizations and organization leadership and young people who recognize that if it's to be, it's up to me. And so I thank you for the opportunity to say a few words, and I thank all those of you who came out today to make today happen, and also to give encouragement to Keep6ix, to keep on doing the work that it's doing, and also to get the word to those who make decisions around funding, around budgets, around support for young people. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, Dr. Augustine. All right, so we're not going to, first of all, thank you very much for everything that you said. With a lot of kind of passion too, you know, and when we had a chance to mix and mingle, you know, if you think you have an idea that you need to kind of bounce off people, here's a good place to do it. You know, you never know who might be in a position to really help you. We're going to give you a little bit of entertainment next, so we're probably going to play music for a couple of minutes and then get the first performer on. His name is Jack Khan, and we're probably going to go back to the little speaking after this. So it's always hard for the first performer because, you know, they got to get used to the sound system and everything, so just bear with us in case things aren't perfect. Then maybe give him a minute just to kind of tune up his voice kind of thing, and then we can keep it moving. But later on we have Sentry performing, IJ is going to perform, O'Derrick, if I'm pronouncing that right, I hope. I think I am. And Solitaire, Chocolate. Anyone see Chocolate yet? Yeah? Okay, well, we're doing this at 6 o'clock as well at Driftwood Community Center, in case y'all don't know. We're basically going to take the same show back over there. So yeah, Jonathan Shaw, if you can, let's go back to playing a little music so we can get this stuff. And big up Clyde, by the way, on the mixing board as well. Everybody here.
Everybody back up in the building. There's been a minute to me.
All right, people, we're gonna keep things going. We're inside a Malton Youth Hub. My name is DJ Ron Nelson. We've got people here. We want to unwind a little bit. Where's the water? Maybe we should have some water around. People are getting a little dehydrated in here. You know, free water, that was it. Okay, so people, I'd like to introduce our first performer for this event. He goes by the name of Jack Han. Love the name, Jack Han. And he's got to do at least one song first, maybe just one, but where is he, Jack Han? Come, let me give you the microphone. Oh, you've got your own microphone. Let's give him a warm welcome, everyone. Come on, Jack Han, first performer.
Good afternoon, everyone, you know. Give thanks to Keep6ix for always keep this going on, you know. All of the nice people, them. I have one song, I just want to do it. It's called Don't Touch the Gun. Probably some people not gonna understand it all, but some people will, you know. DJ. Touch the gun, touch the gun, touch the gun, touch the gun, touch the black bread and then I run youth. And you them say the name broke it down. If you find that, you know, police you want to see man run from you. No touch the gun, me say me nah touch the gun, me say me tired, me see me black bread and blood I run youth. No touch the gun, me say me nah touch the gun. Mama who no want see I want some on the ground. No touch the gun, me say me nah touch the gun, me say me tired, me see me black bread and blood I run youth. No touch the gun, me say me nah touch the gun. Mama who no want see I want some on the ground. Remember one time when me used to struggle, when nothing now one of me a digging at the rough. Now the shining light and all the blessings are flow. Bad mind a fight and all the can't flop me show. And no flip for you, me see a sleep on the floor. Full time for the government, they want me some door. Also for the money, make sure it's secure. Now my kids, them a have fun on the seashore. You, me touch the gun, me say me nah touch the gun, me say me tired, me see me black bread and blood around you. Me touch the gun, me say me nah touch it. Mama who no want see I want son on the ground. Me touch the gun, me say me nah touch the gun, me say me tired, me see me black bread and blood around you. Me touch the gun, me say me nah touch it. Mama who no want see I want son on the ground. The night look dark, but the day I go bright. So me hustle for the money, now I a stop light in the marketplace. Let me have a one step. Make use of the cash, no matter how it looks smart. The fun a job style, say the sun not here. But me hustle for the money, cause me can't stay broke. Me a pick different feet, so me can't stop walk. Mind the carry the block, you will run out a lot. You, no touch the gun, me say me nah touch it. Say me tired, me see me black bird and blood around you. No touch the gun, me say me nah touch it. Mama who don't want see I want sun on the ground. No touch the gun, me say me nah touch the gun. Say me tired, me see me black bird and blood around you. No touch the gun, me say me nah touch it. Mama who don't want see I want sun on the ground. Remember one time when me used to struggle, when nothing now one of me a digging at the rubble. Just a shining light and all the blessings that bad mind a fight and all them can't block me sure. And now little you me see a sleep on the floor. Full time for the government, them want me some door. Also for the money, make sure it's secure. Me and my kids, them a have fun on the seashore. Yo, Keep6ix. Love ya. A pleasure, you know?
Yeah! Come on, one more time, a little louder. Let's hear it. Yeah, Jack Han. Don't touch the gun. Hey, brother, Jack Han. Did you write that song because you're a good writer, or was there a little bit of life experience, not necessarily from you, but from somebody you that motivated you to write that song with those conscious lyrics?
It's motivation. I wrote that song when I was like 17.
17 years old? How old are you now? 18?
38.
All right. Way to go. Good positive message. So yeah, the gun has affected us all. Like I said, especially when you come from our community, it's not a unique experience. Some of us feel bulletproof now, as a matter of fact. When we hear a gunshot, we don't run no more. You know, we don't even duck, because it happens too much. I lived at Victoria Park in York Mills, and I just heard 8 a week ago from my balcony, loud like cannon fire. So it's everywhere now. It's not just in our own communities, but we get it more than everyone else. And you know what? You probably know I've been through this for years and years, right? And a lot of people have been through worse, but I've been through some of it. And I think sometimes as a black man, you know,
Is it in my DNA? I need therapy right now because I will admit something that I'm ashamed of saying, all right? But there are times in my life when maybe somebody violated me or did something and I wanted to kill them. Listen, the difference between me and them is that I didn't have a gun to reach. I didn't end up killing anybody. But nowadays, when somebody has those same emotions that triggers in our mind when we lose it, when we get so angry, we're temporarily insane. The gun is there, and that's what makes the difference. Bounty Killer, when I interviewed him on the radio one time, he said something I'll never forget. He said, "Ron, guns don't kill people, you know. People kill people." Now, I've been thinking about that for hours, years, decades. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. So it comes from the mentality, that mindset. So again, people might say, no, little things like this don't make a difference, you know, but they do because it makes us think, it makes us revolute. It makes us think about how we can change our behavior or our patterns, or how we talk to our children, or how we talk to our graduates, how we deal with the alone time. You know, maybe if there was a basketball court there, we would have been doing that instead of doing a little robbery and a smash and grab, you know? So again, there's a lot of room for cure in our community. I'm gonna bring somebody else to the podium right now who can speak about their own personal experience dealing with gun violence. And I'd like to bring to the stage Francis Newby. Can you come and speak to us, please? And we want to hear your story.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for such a warm welcoming. It's funny, I didn't prepare anything necessarily to speak about, but there's been so many of you that have spoken and have touched on very prominent pieces that I would love to be able to touch on. I myself, I was a single mom. I raised a young man up until the age of 27. He was tragically taken from me due to the fact of gun violence 5 days before Christmas, December of 2022. We've touched on pieces of how we can solve this thing. What is the root cause? How we as a community can come together and make a difference. And there's so many aspects, as we said, and there's so many pieces that have to be put together. But one of the things that, there's not many young people in here today, but one of the things that I would like to kind of really instill into youth's minds is that there's nothing, absolutely nothing that you cannot do once you put your mind to it. There needs to be more resources in place, definitely. There needs to be more of us as a community, Black representation of that community, who live it, who feel it, who experience it. We need to be more prominent and out there doing something to change it. Unfortunately, it took the death of my son until maybe it really sunk in and I realized this. I've lived in Toronto community housing my entire life. I've had many friends that have passed. Ron Nelson is here. My father used to listen to him every single weekend and tape him when we used to use cassette tapes. And if he was in the bathroom and he couldn't catch when the commercial came on, I had to catch up for it. My sister's here, she can relate and remember those memories. Dr. Jean Augustine, you yourself, you touched on something that was very, very prominent to me, and something that I've lived by since the death of my son. And it's a little bit different than how you had put it, but it's, if not me, then who? And if not when, or if not now, then when? And since the death of my son, I've been doing research. I've been trying to, you know, Ron Nelson, he touched on something that's very prominent. Within our community, we don't seek help, we don't seek counseling. It's a taboo, but it's something that we need as a community. Not only do we need, but our children need it. And not only do they need it, they need to start putting themselves in a position to be that person, to be able to give counseling, give therapy, make community programs. There's ways to do it. I know sometimes, it seems very vague and dreary, and it seems almost next to impossible, but it's not impossible. It just takes a little bit longer. Some of us, our story doesn't happen overnight, and no, none of our journey is supposed to be at the same time. I'm nearly 50 years old. I'm going back to school. I'm doing social services worker. And for a long time, I didn't know how I was going to do it. I already went to school. I exhausted OSAP and so forth, but I found a way. I saved and I took another program that was free through George Brown College. And it was through that program I was able to access grants and access funding and access scholarships, which I was able to now save and put towards going back. If I can invest in everything else, clothes, shoes, here, I can invest in my education, my future, and even just the future of my community. I was a single parent to one child, but I am a mother of many. I take everybody's children in. I love all children. And if I can say anything to you guys, go to school. Push through. Yes, there's barriers you're gonna face. There's people who's not gonna believe in you. You need to believe in you. Those who do believe in you, that's around you, hold tight to them, hold fast to them, and do not let them go. When you need encouragement, if you need somebody to speak to, seek it. Do not keep it in, because the more we keep things bottled up inside of us, we're more prone to explode and do things in a drastic way, which is not always the best thing. Yeah, we all have anger, we all have emotions that we feel, trauma that we go through. But it needs to be expressed, it needs to be spoken about, and it needs to be released. That's the biggest thing. And released in positive ways. I'm not sure if there's much else I can say, but I thank you, Ron Nelson, for being here. I thank you, Mr. Augustine, for being here. You've all given me things to put into my speech here today. But yeah, just the community, we need to build one another. We need to be there for one another. We need to put ourselves in positions and programs and careers and professions where we're able to give back to the community, help the community, assist the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. I applaud your strength, your courage. Sure, your life was altered and you made the most of it, the best of it, and a lot of us, again, we can relate. We probably, I don't know how many of y'all, but one of the commentators in our dances and events that we had, the DJ on the microphone said, "Put the band in here if you lost somebody, if you know somebody who's dead from gun violence and all that," and all the lighters. We all know somebody who's been a victim of this at some point in time. I have to stop. I can go on. I've been on the radio. I can address this issue forever and ever because I'm impatient to see care. I have a son. He's 25 years old in September, and I pray to God every day that he's not one of those kids that I read about the next day. When I watch the news and I see what happens in our city every single night. Now, I have this friend of mine, and I told her I was going to be doing this thing here, and she sent me something I want to read here. It says, it won't take long, it's just a second. It says, this past week, the city announced $43 million for community safety, with $5 million of that going to a new summer program that believes will help cut down on youth violence. But they all admit it is a complex problem and there is more to be done. So I hope that's true, and everywhere I go, and whenever I go to these disenfranchised communities, whether it's Regent Park, Jungle, Fenman Park, it doesn't matter. The main complaint is that there's still not enough in terms of alternatives and programs for the youth to keep them out of trouble. So it's nice that the government has thrown some money. It's a beginning, and we probably need a lot more if we want to have a solution in the ending. So this is intermission time again. We're going to give about 2 minutes. So our next report, are we ready? Jonathan, are we ready to go right into the performance? Okay, so our next performer is ready to go. Let's give a big round of applause for Derek. Okay? Derek is
Thank you guys, thank you. I just want to say thank you to Keep6ix for having me and all of you guys. And if there's anything I can leave you with, is just that make sure your belief in yourself is stronger than your belief in your fears and your temporary setbacks, yeah? Exactly. Yeah.
You caught me off guard, off my feet, didn't notice I was falling. And it's all over you, but you know this, don't you? If you ask me last month, I would say that this ain't what I wanted. Good thing people change, it usually goes unnoticed. Stay close to me, don't you ever give your heart away. Let me take the lead. They may never see what you see, and now that I found you, I can see me with no one else. Really, if it ain't you, then who else? I was so content with me and myself, but now that I found you, I can see me with no one else. Really, if it ain't you, then who else? I was so content with me and myself. Way before I met you, but now that I found you, yeah. You caught me off guard, off my feet, didn't notice I was falling. And it's all over you, but you know it's don't you?
Thank you. This next song is called Make It Make Sense. I wrote it when I was in a difficult place mentally, trying to make sense of what I was going through in a relationship. If you relate, you know. Yeah.
I guess time was always gonna change us, even though we weren't ready for it. Nice to know you feel the same, but you're the reason that we fell apart. Yes, we both got what we asked for. You won't admit it, but we're strangers now. Can't even act like I never cared, 'cause it was a time I was still holding on. Knowing when you let me go, keys to my heart didn't work, it was broken, turning me off. Attraction was getting low, stuck in the dark. I didn't know which way to go, make it make sense. Can you make it make sense for me? Need you to make it make sense, 'cause it don't make no sense to me. Can't even speak on all that I enable. You really try to save my vibe for later. I unfollowed you on all my socials, just so I don't relapse and wanna date you. One of a kind, you know the vibes. 1 out of 10, you know just where I rate you. On the roller coaster ride, I won't pretend I couldn't see the danger. Saw your message, finally replied. You can quit asking if I hate you. Said I'm always on your mind. You said I changed you, and it makes 2 of us. But I don't miss that side of me. I watched you leave, but didn't let you go, 'cause truthfully, a little part of me was still holding on. Knowing you let me go, keys to my heart didn't work, it was broken, turning me off. Attraction was getting low, stuck in the dark. I didn't know which way to go, make it make sense. Can you make it make sense for me?
Again, thank you guys so much for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
But you're not so lost that you can't find your way back to me. And every road you took so far just leads you back to me. But you make it hard to care when you just turn your back on me. I'm not going nowhere till you talk to me. Steady trying to put me in the friend zone, but you caught up in your feelings, that ain't making things simple. Touchdown, you left me in your end zone, and I keep hitting touchdown with every shake that your French go. Why I feel like I lost my hand already? I ain't tripping, know that you got fans already. I put you on a vibe that you never know. You say my game A1, my cut-up game better though. I can't even lie, you go crazy when you set it up. Front up and tell you what you bet on. You say how you did is one my night to be, and then it's over. Broken talking crazy in the set, but now you're spending over so long to get your mind right. Say you're confused, it's cool, just hit me when the time's right. You've been searching for you this time, I hope you find yourself. But you're not so lost that you can't find your way back to me. And every road you took so far just leads you back to me. But you make it hard to care when you just turn your back at me. I'm not going nowhere till you talk to me. Talk to me. Hey, steady trying to put me in the. No, you've been with that brother that you didn't get past me. Calling you off because somebody has to. When my feelings, I never planned to. Know how it goes, but not like I had to. That made you real tight, but I was mad too. I held it down, look what it came down to. You say you're trying to find yourself, I don't doubt you. Take your time, take it, nothing set in stone. You party every week, and what you celebrate now, get it dope. Go on your line, hitting every morning. Always leave that shit on red, only hit the way you're feeling so lost. Need to get your mind right. Say you're confused, cool, just hit me when the time's right. You've been searching for you this time, I hope you find yourself. But you're not so lost that you can't find your way back to me. And every road you took so far just leads you back to me. But you make it hard to care when you just turn your back to me. I'm not going nowhere till you talk to me. But you're not so lost that you can't find your way back to me. And every road you took so far just leads you back to me. But you make it hard to care when you just turn your back to me. I'm not going nowhere till you talk to me. Talk to me.
Thank you guys.
Yo, check one. All right, that was good. I like that. Derek, right? Am I saying it right? Yeah, man. Would never expect that. I look like Luciano thinking, yo, you got your own vibe going on, man. Good stuff, good stuff. Anyway, everybody's nice today. Everybody feel all right? Yeah? All right, thanks for coming on again. You know, we only have till 4 o'clock, so obviously we're gonna keep rushing through the door. Nobody here wants a dance party anyway. It's a performance event tonight. This is, again, a mission. Keep6ix giving you harmony over violence, right? And just think about that, and everything that needs to be said is understood, really, when you think about it. We're going to keep the show going, because lyrics have something to say tonight, too. Solutions are offered there, ideas, hope, potential. So the next artist, his name is IJ. And IJ is going to come up to the stage and speak to you a little bit as well as perform for y'all right now. So let's give IJ a big round of applause. Come on, let's go. IJ. Good.
All right. So to start this off, I want you to bear with me. I'm on like 5 hours of sleep, so I'm gonna try my best for you guys. But I'm IJ. I'm a 19-year-old entrepreneur. I've been doing clothes and like I have a clothing company. I've been doing clothes for like 5 years now, and I have more than just clothes. I also have a story. So for those of you who don't know me, my father's incarcerated. He's been locked in since I was 28 years old. He's still in to this day. And one of the things is, growing up with that, I feel I've definitely been able to handle it a lot better than a lot of, other youth are able to take it nowadays, and I feel like that's a big part of why, like, our youth are led down certain paths and stuff like that, is because they don't have the adequate support going through those certain things, And one thing that I've just been trying to do all my life is just be an example for those youth, because it's crazy. You wouldn't even like understand how many people around you might be like affected by incarceration, and you just wouldn't even realize it. Like, I remember one thing when I came out with my story on Instagram for the first time, people I knew from school were reaching out to me, talking about they have an incarcerated parent, they have an incarcerated family member, and just, I guess because they saw me just being open with about who I am and my story, it influenced them to do the same, and it just made me realize, like, geez, like, this is a thing. Like, a lot of people are affected by gun violence and incarceration, whether it may be indirectly, directly. Me, myself, I've been affected in two different ways. My dad, and then I've also had a friend who passed away a couple of years back due to it. And like, it's crazy too. Let me tell you a little bit about him. So my friend named Cameron, he was a super chill kid. He's my age. He's a white guy, and he was just, he was in school, he was doing good, he had support at home, he wasn't struggling financially. He used to just piss me off, because every time I would see him, he would just come talking about some gang stuff. I'm like, bro, you have it good, what's going on right now? Like, bro, like, there's, there's youth out here who don't have these opportunities, you're throwing it away like that. And yeah, man, like, just over time, he just kept going down that path, and his environment wasn't helping him. The people he was, surrounding himself with wasn't helping his situation at all. Until one day, he ended up getting shot in a parking lot. And so yeah, it's a real thing. It happens all the time. And one thing I want to say as well is shout out to all the single mothers. If any of you guys are single mothers, I know anybody I know all of us here know somebody who's a single mother. I just want to give a big shout out to single mothers. Can I get a please can I get a round of applause? I want to say shout out to my mom. Always have to shout out to my mom, because she's the reason why I'm here. Even when I was loafing and just being lazy about certain things, she just kept pushing me 24/7. It's like, damn, like, now that I'm older, I'm realizing it, but back then I'm just like, yeah, let me play my games. I'm not trying to, do all that. But it's like, she always wanted me to be great and just, bring my greatness to the world and show other youth that they can do the same thing. Also, I'm not a musician. Sometimes I just like to, record tracks when I'm, just bored. But I'm trying something. I have one track. It's called Keep6ix Org. It's more of like a new gen track. It's for the youth. I wanted to make it, something that the youth can get down with. And so it's like the beat is more style towards young people and new style rap and stuff like that. The reason why I named it Case Dismissed is because, when you think of like fighting a case, you think, the law and stuff like that. But what many people don't realize is that we're fighting an even bigger case every day, and that's the case of life. You know what I'm saying? We have to beat the case of life. I feel like a lot of people, just like the tunnel vision, when really they have to look at the bigger picture and everything surrounding it. And one of the things Miss Augustine was also saying was, it's about the community, it's about the partnership and the collaboration, but it's also about the right partnership. Because I feel like a lot of youth nowadays, they might be lacking partnership in certain ways, whether it be at home, family, and stuff like that, because of incarceration, or because of other things, stress, trauma, and stuff like that. And I feel like they lose track of what the right partnership is, because you have a lot of people, that they're associating with, telling them like, yo, I'll ride for you and stuff like that, yo, I'll do somebody about you and all this foolishness. And they think like, yo, this guy got me. No, he doesn't got you. They don't even realize they're being set up for failure every single day with every choice that they make. And it's just like, yeah, you need the right partnership, the right collaboration, and we need to teach all the youth to love themselves and respect themselves more, and in a way that can help them navigate themselves to, you know, their destiny and their greatness, and navigate themselves through the streets, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna perform my track for you guys real quick. Let's get it.
What is described as a white SUV traveled eastbound through the gas station and opened fire on the two teens.
Something we
The
hear a
two
lot.
boys, just 15 and 16 years old, were rushed to hospital and are now recovering from gunshot wounds. Police say they were standing at a bus stop near Orton Park and Lawrence Avenue just after 8 o'clock Tuesday night when they were struck by bullets that were fired from a passing vehicle.
We are seeking the public's assistance.
The night before, a 17-year-old suffered serious injuries after multiple shots were fired outside a low-rise apartment building in North York.
Let's go. It's crazy.
Keep in mind, I don't have access to a studio. I recorded this on my PC, so it's not gonna sound the best, but I'm still gonna, hold on. Just because you don't come from where I come from, we got beef. We gotta kill each other. That's not it. Got out of bed one morning and I told myself that I'm gonna make this hit. I don't care if it's raining or pouring. I gotta get to the bag, go flip that script. You know the time that I'm on. I gotta cut off the fakes and I'm too young and thinking it's a game until they keep playing and then they get case dismissed.
These kids gotta realize, man.
More than the street streets, bro. I'm doing it for my band. I'm trying to put everyone in a house in the hills. If you wanna be a real man, you gotta get out the streets and learn your skills. Or working at stick. It's not stuff that's gonna get you killed. You gotta work to survive. Whoever told him that a 9 to 5 ain't real. I'm trying to stay with the stack and I'm not with the action. I'm trying to get down to this dancing. I'm trying to live without worrying. I'm tired of struggle. Trying to break out this breath. Popped inside of the cage just 28 days. A single mom how I was raised. It blessed and I can complain, so I give God all my praise. Got out of bed one morning and I told myself that I'm gonna make this hit. I don't care if it's raining or pouring. I gotta get to the bag, go flip that script. You know the time I'm on. I gotta cut off and fix it. I'm through with these young and sick and it's a game until they keep playing and then they get case dismissed. Appreciate it. That's the end. That's all I got for you guys.
Microphone check, 1, 2, what is, come on, another louder, please, one more. Encourage the youths. This is harmony over violence, and I wish we started earlier because time is getting short. We're telling some of the performers that they have to kind of shorten their show a little bit, and nobody likes to hear that. That's, thank you for your patience. Let's keep it moving right now. So our next artist, to me, in my humble opinion, is one of Toronto's most successful, brilliant sounding, amazing female artists. Forget even female, just artist, period. I'm excited to introduce her. Her name is Century. Now, she's Century is spelled with an X. It's like X-E. If you look her up on her IG and Spotify stuff, you gotta spell it right? And this woman is somebody I've had the pleasure of knowing. I've worked with her in my studio before too. She's a great singer. She doesn't give herself enough credit for also being a great rapper. But she's also a very nice person, very deep, and we're gonna hear from her now. She has her own story to tell, and wait till you hear this lady perform. You're gonna love it, all right? So Century, please come and do your thing, baby. Love you, you know that.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Keep6ix. Thank you to all the artists, all the speakers. Well, I've said my story a lot of times, but I've never actually stood up in front of people and was like, this is what happened. I've been a victim of gun violence many times, but October 13th, 2019, I was outside of a bar at Vaughan and Oakwood, and the bar was letting out, and we were chilling outside, I was heavily intoxicated, I'm not gonna lie. And I was standing there, and I have bad anxiety as it is, and I had PTSD as it was, and I started to have this feeling, kind of like what I'm having right now, but like I know why I'm feeling like this right now, because I'm in front of a lot of people. That time I had no idea. And all of a sudden time slowed down, and I thought I heard a noise, and I thought I felt some like hot sensation in my body, and I started to argue with myself. I was like, can you calm down? Like, the party is done, we're about to go home, there's no reason for you to have anxiety, like, chill out. You know, don't ruin the night before you go home. But then I'm like, no, I think those were gunshots, and I think we've been shot. And then time kicked back in. And I was no longer on my feet, I'm on the ground. Everybody around me, these people that I've hung out with and met up with at the bar all the time, and smoked blunts with, and whatever it was, and said all these things before, were now stepping on me, running into the bar to get away from the gunfire. And I'm hearing this lady scream, stop stepping on my foot, I'm shot, I'm shot. And I don't know, I just grabbed my phone, and I thought it was, I don't know, like to leverage myself, and started digging my phone into the cement and pulling myself under these people, and then I just put my hand under her butt and like shoved her inside. When we get inside, her significant other sees her, grabs her, pulls her in, and I kind of sit down, and next thing I know, someone's like, yo, I think you're bleeding. And I'm wearing this light gray tracksuit type thing. I really liked it. I got it like 2 days before with this really expensive bra that I was wearing, okay? It made everything look great. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. $70. Lizenza? Anyway, so I'm looking to the side, and now this light gray tracksuit is turning like black purple. And everything around me is a pool of blood. And there's this mirror that's like at waist length, and it's staring me in the face, or I'm staring myself in the face. And I get very depressed sometimes, and so I started to get that feeling. As soon as I got that feeling, my nose started to get cold, my fingertips got cold, my toes got cold, and then all I heard is, oh, the police are coming, white them are coming. And now the trampling begins again, but going out of the bar. And as they're going by, running past me, one girl throws me a towel. One of my friends tries to stop, but is having a mental breakdown, so I tell him to just go. And I'm left there with this towel on my hip, and I'm starting to cry, and I'm starting to feel like everything get cold. And then I remember this little person over here. That's my daughter. I have 2 kids. My son's about to be 16. He was too cool to come here, obviously. But yeah, and I started to remember all these things these people used to say, and remembering them just stepping on, getting real pissed off. And as soon as I got pissed off, everything in my body got hot. And I started to feel all that energy come back to myself, you know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm not going, y'all aren't gonna have me here still crying. I lost it, as we do. And I just reflect on that, and I'm like, you know, in that moment, I found strength that I didn't know I had. And it may not have been pretty, but it was strength. And it came from somewhere I don't know, but it's just like that feeling that made us all come here. It's like a magnet. It makes you want to fix something. It makes you want to say, you know what, I'm not going to let this happen again. And it keeps you going, because I could never even imagine losing my child and still walking on this earth. But there's something in this beautiful lady that said, no, I'm going to use the rest of my life to make sure that this doesn't, if I could do anything to stop it, I'm going to stop it. And I think in that moment, I didn't really think that. I kind of wanted to just cuss everyone off, and I did. But in that pain, I had to sit down with it, right? You gotta reflect on what happened. How did you get there? Why were you there? You start to blame yourself. You start to say, well, if I wasn't drinking, or if I wasn't in this neighborhood, or blah, 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 blah. And I think the mental health took so much of a toll on me that I shut down. And then we went into lockdown. And then I had 2 cameras watching me with 2 kids, and I couldn't get mental health from anywhere. So while I was in this, I just kept remembering the scene where they say, this too shall pass. You know, just this voice in my head saying, this too shall pass. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna last though, you know, and I wrote this song called Faithful. Or Faith, sorry, the beat is Faithful. Just think of it. All day, all night, my spirit hurting inside. I tell myself not to worry. It's all part of the journey, but it's not over, it's not over. Even though the progress may seem slow, cause I know that I am learning, and over time, you gon' see my growth. Hey, cause they say that this too shall pass, but I don't know if I'm gonna last. But sometimes I feel I'm gonna crash. Give me the light, so I can make time pass. Alright, now it's not over, so pour us another drink. Oh, I gotta stop the anger. It's coming up stronger than you think. Oh yeah, and even though the waves are turning, I can be an anchor in your ship. Sometimes I gotta hold stuff down. Sometimes I gotta let that drift. Cause they said that this too shall pass. But I don't know if I'm gonna last. Cause sometimes I feel I'm gonna crash. Give me the light, so I can make time pass. Thank you. My name is Century Sam. I spell it with an X because I'm a warrior princess. I love you guys. God bless you so much. Anything y'all need from me, please let me know. I'm here. I'll sing wherever y'all want.
Hello. Did you like it? Okay. I loved it, Century. Thank you again, man. All right. Unfortunately, when I hear her music, I feel pain. Seriously, and that's a good thing. All right, so we got to be out of here by 4 o'clock. This guy named Ron Nelson's supposed to perform right now, so I don't know about that. He's a radio DJ, supposedly, not really a recording artist, but when it comes to dealing with violence, I guess there's a history of that. That's in my history, so I'm going to take my few minutes right now and do my thing. All right, so let's start the show. The DJ
This is the time that you must wake up and realize that giving up is not the option that you must take. You gotta have that mindset that quitting is not an option. Give up, who me? Never. Stop, who me? Never. That's for the next guy. That's for the next girl. But not me. Why? Because I don't quit. That ain't how I do it. That ain't how I roll. I never give up. Just give
5 plus 1, 4 plus 2, 3 plus 3. Or like that. You want to come to the 6. Let's try this again. 5 plus 1, 4 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 6, 6, 6. You don't have a death wish. Come to the 6. We see you on the news at 6. Half the dog, bullets sparking. Dog's hungry, dog's walk. James, Rich, Flip, and Paul. I see dead people walking. Still I walk, predators stalking. Shh, be quiet, no talking. Cough, still smoking. Eye full of rage, the beast in the cage. Sniper on the rooftop, aiming at the stage. The 6 real died at a very young age. Can't turn the page. We got bit my way. You walk with a limp, you walk strange. Make you walk with a cane, you wounded, make it come to the 6 where a bullet's fade. Only the good die young, what a shame. You still totally walk in silence, still miss. Still miss. Listen. Call, stealing. Pop, 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 killer shooting at the car. Somebody killing people at the chamber scar. Hurt, you're wounded and you're bleeding. And the 6 women to catch you and kill you in prison. 6, 4 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 6, 6, 6. If you have a death wish, come to the 6. Better walk with your peace, cause they shoot, they don't miss. 5 plus 1, 4 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 6, 6, 6. If you have a death wish, come to the 6. The news at 6. This one is called Black Roses, the story of the black experience. Again, now let's turn black. It's a 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That roses were red. Now let's turn black. 4 red, burn up it, stop shower, stop sick. It must I know something, big trouble, wide in, big mission, big stick, shots fly, bullets stick, it never think, it's more drink, wide blink, brilliant shrink, what a thing, back of it, head spin, break a leg, yes I hit, I must I hit. Cognitive sick, brilliant flattering, interesting, it made us speak. Body sick, laugh a laugh, grin a grin, what a stick, they have no ring. I see black roses in the sky. I had a dream that I would die. I had no wings, so I can't fly. But guess what? Every day I try. You know what? They have no big, they have no ring. They can't shot, they can't sing. They have no leg, they have no game. One shot, half away. Bad split, I got a blazing, take away. I'm busy, they can't shot. They fear, I was a bad man, they give you tears. They can't, they weird. White flags, got a beard. They can't see, they talking. They know you see it, they walking. What I say, they not a king. They get a girl, they watch and flip. Spike Lee, do the right thing. Shazia, fighting. Tiger Woods, a 19. Yeah, like me, we're fighting. What a thing. She take a swing, now my arm in a sling. I see black roses in the sky. I had a dream that I would die. I had no wings, so I can't fly. But guess what?
Yasin, Mehabare, Mehabare, Warshas, Hathaway.
My last song. This one is from 1988. I saw you miss our lyrics, you should live, win position. 5 years ago I wrote those lines. Hip-hop still played by modern times. B-boy destruction, it's a real story. Just like today, sometimes kinda boring. Those in the crew, they love hip-hop too. The story's all true, I was there, well, yo. What's corruption? 1988. We dealt with gun violence in 1988. I'm still here doing it now. Back in the days, how the crowd rocked. Parties every block, hip hop to the top. 2 in the morning, the crowd was spaceship and sunshine, that crowd of face. Fishy me, maestro, was the MC. Rebel Jam on strong, color enemy. LL rock the bell. Hard like hell, hip hop was kicking, everybody could tell. The people love rap, respect it on the man. What's corruption? Party after party, jam after jam. The week would came, surrounded by the gang. Dangerous times and crunch that mind by place for peace. I wrote those lines, I won't emphasize on the word no lie. Close your eyes, somebody may die. Imagine no more. Hip-hop in this town. The week comes around and you want to hear my sound. Nowhere to go. It's like the soul. No show and T.O. It's too far. When you got no car, you can't see the stars because of this damn war. Shut down. The party's over. You can't bring it back with a crowbar. All of this fighting, living, thriving. Some are homeboys, some are home from the day. Boxes, flash, chick, roll, kick, snatch. B-boys battling, day turn rowling. And they called the cops. A show that was running, that's not stop. B-boys first and campers flaring. Someone understands. You are supporting bomb rush. We kick the back door and war erupting. The enemy's front. Stand against the wall in the concert hall. All right, cut it. Thank you. Man, that's it. Yeah, we got time for the next performer, Jonathan.
What about the line about if you want hysteria? Exactly.
Yeah, I'll cut down the song. You'll have to see me performing it in Saturday another time. So I'm going back to being an MC. Hold on, let me put on my MC glasses. Yes, we are gathered here today. See, I don't want to get old, man. I don't want to, never. So, up next, and it's appropriate, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Chuck Blair's in the building right now, but Solitaire is here. Anybody ever heard of this man? Now, I'm a new performer, as you can see, I'm still out of breath, huffing, puffing. You know, I shout too much when I'm on stage. When you hear this man perform, he's like calm and cool. And, no pressure. But without being outside, you're a veteran. I'm a learn from seeing you, but see it before. He's also one of the nicest guys. One time I was on this big jam, and I hear this guy, Ron Nelson. I think I smoked the blunt. I'm like, who are you? That's Solitaire, man. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. Solitaire, bless us, man. Do your thing, man. Love you and respect.
Good afternoon. It's a small crowd, but it's a vibrant crowd, and I'm very, very, very blessed to be here with y'all this afternoon. How y'all feeling? See, a lot of people focus on the people that aren't here, but I like to focus on the people that are here, and I'm very, very grateful on behalf of Keep6ix that y'all came out to support community. My name is Solitaire, and it is always a great pleasure and an honor for me to represent my community. East side, west side, this is my city, this is your city, this is our city. And what I love, give it up for Ron Nelson, first of all, the legend. I don't think any of us would be here without him blazing a trail that literally did not exist in this city before a man like Ron Nelson. And I love to see the fact that there's multiple generations of individuals here in community, because that's what it's about. It's about giving flowers to our elders and showing the seeds, the young people, what is possible. You know, this is a hip-hop show. I'm a hip-hop artist, and this is about vibes and vibrations, positive vibrations. We're celebrating National Day Against Gun Violence, harmony over gun violence. So this is an important cause and something that's very dear to my heart. I'm gonna do a couple of songs for y'all if that's okay. Y'all okay with that? All right, let's start from the top. Yeah. I go by the name of Solitaire, from the T.O. Y'all may call it the 6, but we all up in the mix. And it goes like this. I come from Toronto, Canada. We represent hip-hop from the north, past the north. Shouts out to the Juice Mans, all the ones and twos who've been holding it down for the whole set today. Shouts out to Keep6ix. Shouts out to Richard. Shouts out to my whole clique. But I got some lyrics, I got some bars I can drop for y'all right now. Go like this. Hold on. Yeah, from the most high, I do it for the most high. Whether you're wearing a cross or a burqa. They say the fans only want to see you get the most high. They only care if you're carrying a profile. Look how many rappers learning how to pop Molly. Look how many rappers do whatever's next probably. I think I'm standing in the way of my success, cause I hate that we kill rappers and rhymes and call it a hobby. Rappers claim they don't rap, they hustle and call it that. It's no coincidence they call it their trap. I can see they young, they don't care, this what they want you to believe, and all the things they rap about are what the fans want to see. So what's a rapper to do? Say you can't just keep getting screwed. Gotta rap about your re-up just to get a review. If there's you know, trying to get a deal from YouTube with a ghetto point of view. A pistol in your hand, beat comes out the late lips, you kiss your mother's hands with them, we all take it for granted. Say it's just the music and let the people consume until they vomit on your playlist. Rob you for your necklace, some will call rappers cards like I don't know what a text is. Cross off the checklist and let you know where the place is. Give it to you wrong like I've got to bring protection. I know rappers hate to use their music as a lesson. I believe this is a blessing. I'm not trying to be a prophet or providence of the evil just to add to people's pockets. I'm a salmon swimming upstream, even at the scissor. Lyric out the selling solitaire, I'm back to wizard. And if it goes over your head, call it transcendence. Every word written in life like a jail sentence. Maybe they'll pay attention like the paper strippers, or maybe on Instagram and just be out to get the picture. Jonathan Shaw, pull that up, please. Pull that up. In hip hop, we call those bars. Those are called bars. I'm gonna drop something a cappella and then I'm gonna get into this next joint, right? So hold off on that. We living in this world that got everybody thinking black folks are thugs. And we only sell drugs and shoot basketballs, chase girls and chase paper. Can't understand how to relate to our neighbors. Kids going to school all day, leaving with nothing but hatred and a thirst for these streets of destruction. I'm not bluffing. Youngins are getting snuffed and the people in the government ain't doing enough. But still the sun rises. We can only get wiser. Some live by the gun only to die by surprise. As I walk through these war-torn streets, I'm left only to wonder, can we rise from defeat? Practicing safe sex like death before life, so our seeds won't grow only to die by a gun or a knife. I'm not waiting. I made a change today. I promised the Lord above to walk this path and won't stray. Protect life as though it was my own. Treat man, woman, and child like they belong on a throne. Honor my mom and pop who gave life to me and gave me the chance to control my own destiny. It's upliftment. I live for the children to show them a different way. They make their lives worth living, and we build a future that they can't take away. And the best time to start is today. Right? Let's get on with the music. Now, I go by the name of Solitaire. I was born in the 1900s. I don't know how many of y'all know what that vibe is like. But we used to come from this golden era of hip-hop where we used to move. We used to break. We got any dances in here? Any break dances? Hello, man, you break dance? Where's it going? All right, he's running off. He's gonna have some fun. But yo, it's been a while since I put out music. I put out this single, I Can Ride Out of Nowhere. Bald head, no no hair. Spit foul, no fair. Whole pie, no shares. New highs, no stairs. Who cares? Take shots, no beers. Bird rubber, no spares. On a 416 gear. No speed limit, hell yeah. You about to witness one hell of a year. This just ain't gonna disappear then. Smoke clears, here I am, solitaire, raise that, say cheers, 10 times better than I ever been. I swear, seems what's missing in the game been. Yeah, I've been right here. What's been missing in the game been right here. If you wanna know what I've been right here. Cause real recognize real and it's quite clear. Yeah, I've been right here. What's been missing in the game been right here. Say, oh yeah. I go down like a close time. I never did need a cosign. Bright lights go dim when you're the shine. Everybody moving stop when you're the sign. That's why my name remains one of a kind. Solitaire, no need. Playing with the cards I was dealt, got a full suite. Whatever ends you from, you gon' respect me. Can't nobody say I'm done, no one accept me. Trying to check this key, you get your check fixed. Brooks at your window, now you gotta build gates. Brain full of Novocaine, you got a numb face. Never thought that I'd be here, cause I'm in my space. Don't be a waste, you. If you're a connect, you know that's all a boot. If I'm gonna sound from the love to the youth, yell it out, teach more STEM to the youth, cause they right here. Yeah, I've been right here. What's been missing in the game, been right here. If you wanna know what I've been right here. And it's quite clear. Yeah, I've been right here. What's been missing in the game, been right here. And everybody give me what they say, oh yeah. Pull up. Alex Cole, right here. I released that a couple of years ago on its EP. It's called Dangerous Art. I call it Dangerous Art because art has a tremendous ability to influence real life. And real life also influences art. It's a tool, just like everything else, just like a hammer, just like a stove. A stove could cook a wonderful, nourishing meal for your family, raise your kids, provide nourishment, comfort, or it can blow up and burn your house down. How you do it, how you take care of it, that's what this is about, you know? Art has the potential to be very influential, very impactful, both in a positive and a negative way. We see the negative impact of music, but it's up to us to carry that light and be the positive impact. Whether it's through music or whether it's through living your life in purpose and truth and representing a positive, progressive way forward for the young generation, you know? So that project is called Dangerous Art. It's streaming right now. Go check that out. This next joint is actually a record from that. It's called a theme song. Check the lyrics out. Let's go. Because everybody in this building, I don't care where you're from, everybody's been through something, and we bring that experience. We all got struggles that we've been through in our lives. Just trying to navigate through challenging situations. Just remember where you are ain't where you used to be. Just follow that light within. Yeah. This theme song to the Cosby Show plays in the key of life of my mental piano. It's strange really seeing life play out like Oscar Peterson before the stroke came. Intuition is there, my realization is there, yeah. Knowing the battles that we face, it takes a generation of wealth integrated with new knowledge itself. We cannot make it sound like a Louis Vuitton belt, or should I put all this old man was the back of the shelf? Such a conundrum, fighting the system, a prison of the mind, trying to find peace of mind, expensive, that's my design. So try to make ends meet, the ends be hard to find. Some meet the ends of the street just a span of a time. It's just the way that I see things. Reap what you sow, you gotta nourish the seedlings. Or they might get stuck between the crack like a G-string. Trying to get the honey, gotta risk it and be state, they be still. Yeah. If you've been through something in your life, just put your hands in there right now. I know what it's like to be through struggle, go through strife. But you gotta keep your mind strong. Remember where you are and where you used to be yesterday. Yeah. That's right. The remix to ignition. Then you had to come to terms to my role position. You got a new way of seeing life, like I'm writing these verses downloaded from OpenAI. Artificial and realism remains clear, yeah. Knowing that I can go from figure to an apparition with the triggers that the flicking and the blinking and the blinking. It's a sticky premonition. If you got no intuition, you gotta get intuition. School of hard knocks, suspended all the ops. Sons of single mothers who would never know they cops. Collect enough cash to lead the block, but couldn't run faster than the bullets from the clock. Damn, it's just a cycle of violence. Snitches get stitches while the rest of the hood covered in silence. I try to do what I could, but what's a promise when ain't nobody doing they should to kill the nonsense? Damn. I've been through a lot of struggles and tribulations. A lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice. Just remember where you are and where you used to be. So just keep following the life we're in. Yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Yes, sir. Pull up. That song is called the theme song. Yes. Listen, I appreciate this. I hope that you can hear every word that I'm spitting. I'm an MC. I take a lot of time to craft my lyrics and I put a lot of thought into them. So I hope that the messages I'm trying to convey are coming through to y'all. But this last song, I want to dedicate this to anybody who's ever lost somebody special in their lives. Fathers, sons, brothers, sisters, friends. This is a tribute song to my cousin who was taken away by violence back in the day. This is a song you may know me by. It's called Easy to Slip. Let's go, Sean. I want to put a peace sign in the air for anybody who's ever lost somebody special in their lives. Hold it up high for them. We live in our purpose, we live in our truth. So that they know that they didn't die in vain. And we say, I sing a song in the struggle. Because the devil's always trying to draw the kids into trouble. I move like the sun over the ocean to see things clearer. And it go a little something like this, yeah. I had a cousin named Gary, he hustled on the block. He was a thug, I was not. 14 years old, I watched him. He was the man that I wanted to be, and he was barely 16. He always had the shoes that I wanted to rock. His moms never knew about the things he got. Gold chain like Air Jordan's, chicks on his job, and they all seem to come from being on the block. But I sing a song of mercy for youngins that's caught in the struggle. Cause the devil's always trying to draw the kids into trouble. And I move like the sun over the ocean to see things clearer. Feel like the only one checking for you is the man on the shopping spree. All the things moms couldn't conquer me. He had my back on the last days, now he's a ghost. He taught me well that the streets is a cell and the hustle's just a brother that's trying to make bail. A lot of dead brothers and even more in jail. Some even got a wife and a story to tell. How young blacks survive while living in hell. I say it. That's why I sing a song of mercy for youngins that's caught in the struggle. Cause the devil's always trying to draw the kids into trouble. I move like the sun over the ocean to see things clearer. Feel like the only one checking for you is the man in the mirror. Jeez, with the effects. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Give it up for the juice, man. They say drugs was a part of his life since he was born. Pops came home drunk, pissed on the lawn, beat up his moms. D couldn't take it. Pops kicked him out of the house, butt naked. He turned to his peeps, then turned to the streets. Turned his back on the Springfield sleeps. Pop passed away, but he never shed a tear like a self-fulfilling prophecy made himself clear. I grew watching him. We kicked it now and then. Sometimes I sit and wonder how life would have been if I had hustled with him. When I beat that too, was a bullet through the chest worth the shit he went through? Nah, I'm not a hustler. My cousin had the gun, and his memory is the reason I will never pack one. So stay alive until your peace be true. Or the next robbery right might be about you. Put your peace signs up. I put your peace signs up. Cause the devil's always trying to draw the kids into trouble. I move like the sun over the ocean to see things clearer. The only one checking for you is the man in the mirror. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's always a pleasure and an honor to be able to have a platform and perform. I'm grateful. Thank you very much. Solitaire. Much love. Peace.
Yo. Much love to you. You still got it. Can we give him a big, louder round of applause? Come on, all right? Yeah, man.
I was sitting back there, so I couldn't hear the vocalist that well, and then I stood over here and I'm like, yo, that mic sounds clear. Just like I said, Soldier, you didn't even raise your voice, you didn't get out of range. You were just your cool, calm, collected self. So that's it for our festivity here at this location. Again, thank you for coming out, all the VIPs in the place. I see you. And if you want to get more of it, we continue at 6 o'clock at Driftwood Community Center. That's Jane and Driftwood, 4401 Jane Street. And yeah, this is Richard from Keep6ix, and I'd like to thank him for putting this whole event together. Let's give Richard and his wife a round of applause. She's here somewhere, right? She's out here to get her flowers, okay. And maybe you want to say something just before we switch menus here.
Hello everyone, thank you. I just want to take a moment to thank everyone, some of our sponsors who made this happen, our local artists who for coming out, and the Keep6ix team. Tamasha, thank you so much for your great work in organizing and trying to put this together. I really hope that we're able to impact some lives in our community that's struggling with issues when it comes to gun violence. But most of all, our young people can be able to make right decisions to navigate through life in a successful way. Francis, thank you so much for coming out, sharing your own personal experiences. And I want to give a big shout out to my big man in the house, Kira Lee Crawford. Thank you so much, brother, for all this stuff. Get to get you. Juice Man, always riding for the 6 and the 6. Brother Clyde, thank you so much for coming out. And most of all, Solitaire, salute, man. Thank you for all you do. And Ron Nelson himself, the OG, is in the house. Thank you, everyone, but most of all, join us at Driftwood Community Center. We're going to carry on this movement, and we look forward to seeing you guys down there.